Hiya everybody. Again, I'm Shelly. Let's remove our little mask because we don't need it. We're all alone. I'm Shelly and this is Comfortably Blind. Okay, what I got today comes all the way from the Ukraine. That's a little country on the other side of the world that's fighting a war with Russia. And that, anyway. So what I've got here is a TLR from Russia or Ukraine. This one actually came from Ukraine. It is a Lubitel 2. Now you had the Lubitels and then the Lubitel 2, Lubitel 166, 166A, and 166B, I believe. Anyway, and the 166 is nothing like the Lubitel 2 and the Lubitel. And the Lubitel is basically Russian for amateur. So, and that is what this spells is in Russian is Lubitel or amateur in Russian. So this is, they consider this a kid's camera, but it's got a really kind of nice lens. I don't know if we can get it to focus on that, but it's got really kind of a nice lens. The earlier ones had shutter speeds, there's your shutter speeds right here, only up to 200. This one, the T22, has shutter speeds up to 250. It'll also go down to 4.5 and up to 22 on the aperture. Now to set the shutter speed is with this lever here, and as you rotate this lever, it moves this red dot and with a groove. And it also has B, so if you go down to B, it'll hold the lens open. So you can go back and forth, and that's how you set your shutter speed. And your aperture is with this little knob here. It's really kind of tiny, but it opens and closes the aperture on the inside. When I first got this, I made the mistake of trying to hit the timer. Turn the timer on. I think I was in B. Needless to say, I've had the front end of this lens off already. Hopefully I got the focus right, but then again, I guess these have a problems with the focus wandering. But they are a coupled focus, so you can focus it with this little one up here, and it will focus this one too when you're looking down through, and we'll get to that in a second. Or you can do it by grabbing a hold of this and focusing. So it also has not just the aperture, the focus, and all that, but it also has a shutter trigger, so you can put your little plunger on here and do a remote shutter. And with this lens, what you have to do is you have to cock it all the way down, and then this one is what you fire it with. Unless you have your little remote, then you can trip it with the remote. But you have to drop it down, and that was, if you could hear that, that was 120. Let's go down to, that was 250. And if we go down to like 15, you can kind of hear it kind of like a timer, and it does have like a spring-loaded timer in it. It's a really kind of ingenious little way they did it. Now, you can also just guesstimate your distance with this. This is 1.5, which would be in meters, because this is all Russian. And one other good thing about Russian is it doesn't use 620 film. Yay! I'm really tired of respooling. But anyway, so you can, it's all in meters, so you can guesstimate if you want. I probably would be doing a lot of that. The great thing about this camera is its amazing viewfinder, and it's kind of fun to do. So you pop it up, blink, and there you go. There's your magnifying glass. We'll tuck this back down. You can kind of see down in, and it's just the brightest viewfinder I've ever seen. Hey, look at that. So yeah, you can also, like I said, with the magnifying glass, so you can really get your focusing spot on. You can also fold this down, and if you just want to do like quick sport shooting, you can fold this down and just use this as the eyepiece. I don't know why, because this hole is so damn big. What are you gonna do? But anyway, and then you just fold it up really neat and quick. Just like you would. This is a lot like my Argoflex. It took me forever to figure out what these are, but they're so you can put your filters in there. This is such a child's camera that they actually have filters for it. They want an arm and a leg for them, but they actually have filters, and you store the filters in here. And this is a spring-loaded screw, so you can like lift up on this and rotate it around to get your filters. And then you can snap it back shut. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe one of these days I'll get a yellow filter, because I shoot mostly black and white. Now, one other thing. Here's your winder knob. These kind of had a storied history. They were really cheap cameras. This one's made out of Bakelite, where the Lubitel and the Lubitel 2s were made out of Bakelite. The Lubitel 166 and on was plastic. This is kind of a Bakelite is a form of plastic, like with ceramic involved. So after 1965, this changed to the word Lubitel 2 instead of this acrylic Russian lettering, and also the Gomez, or the G-O-M-Z, Gomes symbol went away as well, because then it became Lomo after that. So you can tell the earlier ones because it says this, and there's about 3 or 4 that I figured out different acrylic, I hope I'm saying that right, versions of this, and some of them have the 2 on this side of the rivet. Some of them, this is much more abbreviated, but you can always tell pre-65 because of that. After 65, they got rid of that little emblem there. Also, this has a 3/8 tripod mount, but I was at my camera store, and Susie over there just gave me a bushing. So now it'll actually screw into 1/4 inch tripod. And like I said, this wonderful little camera is just straight 100. Apparently, the Russians didn't have to deal with Kodak and muscling their way in, and then just taking their ball and going home. So most all stuff comes out of Russia are 120, thankfully, because like I said, I'm tired of respooling. So we're going to throw my last roll of Delta 100. I have some more film coming, but the mail's being very, very slow. But anyway, so what you end up doing is your full roll goes here, and it just fits in nicely there. And then, well, here we'll do it like this. So we'll take this, and it's got kind of a cool little feature where you pop this up, you pull out, and it's a really strange setup on the winder knob. You like pull out and rotate it a little bit, and then to get it to drop back in, you rotate it back. It's like it fits on a little ledge. Then you pop your spool out, and when I got this, the spool in here was wooden. Yeah, cool, wooden. But anyway, so we'll stick this in, get it started, wrap it around a little bit, then we'll drop this in here, drop our rotate our little knob until it catches. There we go. Pull it tight, bring it down around the bottom. And I guess you can, some people, say to pull it out until or roll it until until you have the little line. I usually don't do that. I check to see that it's going to grip, and then close it all up and let it do it its own self. It also has little rollers, like most 120 cameras, little rollers here to guide the film across. Plus, it has the little pressure plate, spring-loaded pressure plate. So for a kid's camera, this is actually kind of a decent little camera. Can't wait to get out and shoot it. But until then, it'll take you about 2 months to get. But go get you a Lubitel. They're relatively cheap. There should be a better camera than the little Lomo. Anyway, should be better than that. And get shooting.